Welcome to the Sunday service at CSLN. We are a welcoming and inclusive community of inspired individuals caring for and about each other and the entire planetary family. The Center for Spiritual Living Nashville offers spiritual tools for anyone seeking a more fulfilled and meaningful life through a deeper connection with a higher power or universal truths. Be sure to subscribe below if you enjoy our programs. Now let's join today's service.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Ursula Roden, one of the practitioners here and your host today for this service to guide you through it. And it's a pleasure to welcome you here at CSLN in person or on the web when you listen to us there. And I know that each and every one of you is here for a purpose and will find just the little bit that they need for the day, or the lot that they need for the day. So I want to welcome you very much for being here, and thank you for being here. We're excited because today our speaker is Denise Yeargin, and the title of her talk is Reclaiming Your Magic, or Our Magic. So who are we? We are an open and inclusive spiritual community for anyone seeking a deeper connection with God. Our teaching is a combination of ancient wisdom and new thought, bringing religion and science together with spiritual tools to transform lives. Through affirmative prayer, meditation, and an understanding that by changing our thoughts, we can actually change our lives. We are inspired to live our dreams and help make this world a place that works for everyone, especially for us to spread the joy and the love. So welcome to our center, here and online. I also want to share with you some important announcements about ways for you to experience our community. Information regarding who to contact and how to reach them for any classes, events, or happenings at the center can be found on our website at cslnnashville.org and in the weekly newsletter. If you don't receive our newsletter, it is also posted on our website under the News tab. Exciting news! The men's group will be starting back up here at the center this coming Wednesday, October the 26th. Be on the lookout for more details. So please mark your calendar for our monthly Writers' Night on Friday, November the 4th, from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. Join us for a night of creativity. We will have an open mic, sign up, and plan to enjoy the music of features performers Antoinette Olson and Buddy Fowler. We've heard them here a number of times. They are wonderful. They are having such a beautiful sound. CSLN also has an employment opportunity. We are searching for our new youth director. Please contact us through our website if you or anyone you know would be interested. And finally, our monthly practitioner meeting is at 6:30 on Zoom tomorrow. So that takes care of business. Let's begin our service. And now, as we close our eyes and take a deep breath, we turn within and know with me that there is a power and a wisdom, a love that surrounds us right now. That same power that hung the stars and the heavens and created all things. It is alive and it is still creating and lives in each of us right now. We feel that inner connection this morning. It is that golden thread of truth that moves through all faiths and all spiritual paths. I'm so grateful this morning, for I know that in this beautiful CSLN community, we are all beacons of light, that we open our hearts and we open our minds to feel how that light moves in, through, and as each of us. I am so grateful for all the hands that are in service today, for I know that their service is an absolute act of love. And I am so grateful for and bless our speaker, Reverend Denise Yeargin, and I know that her message opens within us today all those ways that we connect deep within, so we can soar and feel lifted and inspired in spirit. For this I give great thanks, and so it is. And now I'm turning to Larry Faragalli, our wonderful music director.
Thank you, Ursula. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Well, our featured vocalist this week is definitely one who's on the road a lot and busy supporting her music career. And yeah, I'm glad she got home last night because she was pulled over doing 67 and a 40.
I told you that in confidence.
Okay. So I'm glad she's here. So,
I didn't even tell my parents that. They might
oh,
be
your
tuning
parents
in.
know now. Absolutely.
I'll tell you about it later, Mom.
So please put your hands together for Kirsty Krause.
Good morning. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Yeah. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. People done gone crazy. People done gone mad. People done forgot the superpowers we all have. We were born to love, not hate. We can describe our fate and look for the good in everyone. Celebrate all our mistakes. Here's a silver lining. You still have to find it, find it. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone needs sunshine. Everyone needs rain. Everyone is carrying around some kind of pain. I see who you are. You're just like me. I see you're searching for a purpose, guided by a dream. I see who you are. I'm just like you. And I get lost sometimes and I forget what I came here to do. I keep on trying. When it gets right, look for the good Look for the good. Look for the good. Everyone gets mad sometimes, and maybe they should. Look for the good. Look for the good. Yeah. Look out for all our heroes in our neighborhood. Look for the good. Look for the good. Yeah. Life sure would be sweeter if everybody would. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. Always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good. Look for the good. Look for the good in everyone.
Kirsty Krause.
Thank you, Kirsty and band. And yes, we are all love and light, and let's remember that when we talk to each other. Sorry. Okay. We are in an exciting time here at CSLN. Lots of changes that are happening. And one of the changes, of course, is that we are preparing for a new minister. While we have 4 incredible speakers who make up our ministerial team, we are actively engaged in attracting a new senior minister to our center. I said we are attracting because that is what our teaching is all about. We all know how powerful it is to affirm what we desire. And we know it is even more powerful when we affirm it together as a group. We have created a new minister's sacred covenant, and each Sunday we say it aloud, that we are attracting to us what we really want. As a reminder, there are copies of the covenant in the lobby for you to take home and use in your daily spiritual practice. We state the intentions of the easy prayer version of our covenant in the first person as I am. For we know that we can only attract to us what we ourselves embody. Please stand as you are able, and let's begin. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as I know this truth about myself. I am guiding and inspiring our community collaboratively with love. I'm an inspiring speaker who is living example of signs of mind principles in action. I am open at the top, clearly communicating signs of mind principles and universal truths. I am knowing the divine truth that each person is a beautiful child of God, whole, complete, and perfect. I am embracing and supporting our music culture. I have an abundant financial consciousness for a thriving, vibrant community, and so it is. Thank you. You may be seated. To go deeper into the principles of science of mind, here is practitioner Carl Franklin with our reading for today.
Good morning. I am so thrilled to be here this morning. I have been reading on this book, How to Use the Science of Mind, from Ernest Holmes. I'll go back to it every time I turn around if I'm facing something. And today, I'd like to do a reading from it for you. The universe can give us only what we can take, and since our taking is a thing of consciousness, The universe can only give us what we are aware of. No doubt our external evolution is an everlasting process through which we become more aware of life. It is at least a thing of joy to contemplate that no matter how much good that we may be experiencing today, it is but a forerunner of more good. How about that? If we are fulfilling ourselves today and filling the present with happiness and the highest sense of wholeness we can entertain, then we are doing well. The logical sequence of the much and more will take place in time. We are not yet ready for more than we can understand. And when we understand and embody the more, it will be there. It is as if we were dipping up through the water from a limitless sea. Each day we get a larger measure, and each day we dip up more. The ocean will never become exhausted. As a matter of fact, everything we dip up will run back into it, only to take a new form. Thus, the play of life goes on itself, within itself, forever, spontaneous self-realization flowing from an infinite sea of self-knowingness. Our true spiritual relationship with the universe for God is not some far-off event, but an ever-present reality. We should not think of spirit as separate from us, but as within us as well as around us. I would like to do a prayer treatment and like for you to know this truth with me. I know there is one power and presence, one mind that I call God. The universe is supporting me, and I am in awe of this knowing. I allow a wave of peace to penetrate every cell of my body. Right here in this moment of oneness, this moment of peace, my body aligns in perfect harmony and radiates peace, love, and wholeness. The goodness of the universe flows gracefully through every part of my life. In this beautiful connection, I send love, recognizing the divinity in all. I am deeply grateful for this day, this life, this knowing. And as I know this truth, I affirm that it is so, and so it is.
You've been through so much, so many ups and downs. You've given your love, but you never liked the way it turned out. You closed off your heart, and you carried the weight like a million rocks on your shoulders. But you don't have to wait for an apology or for someone else to make amends. When you can remember that your healing is in your hands, just let it go, inch by inch, just let it go. And do it again, just let it go. One day you'll see, just let it go. You'll set yourself free. You've been used, you've been abused. You didn't come along, who didn't value you carry the weight of your heart like a million rocks on your shoulders. But life isn't meant to be perfect, and we don't always win. But you can remember that your healing is in your hands. Just let it go, inch by inch, just let it go, and do it again, just let it go. One day you'll see, just let it go, and you'll set yourself free. You gave it your all, and you put your blinders on when you looked around. All of your friends were gone. You took the fall, and you carried the weight like a million rocks on your shoulders. Just let it go, inch by inch, just let it go, and do it again, just let it go. One day you'll see, just let it go, you'll set yourself free, just let it go. Healing is in your hands, just let it go. Healing is in your hands, just let it go. Healing is in your hands, just let it go, and set yourself free.
So in keeping with what she just sang, I want you to close your eyes for a minute. And you know, all of us brought something in here with us. Some of us brought heavy things in here with us. Some of us still feel like we're holding something on our shoulders. So just let it go. And remember how beautifully she sang, just let it go. Inch by inch. And as you're letting it go, just release your breath. Just release it. Just exhale. Just let it all go. Because the best place to wake up our consciousness is in that place where we've let it all go. And just set yourself free. And so it is. Amen. So how is everybody this morning? There's a lot of things shifting and changing. There's things shifting and changing in this spiritual community. There's things shifting and changing in the world all the time, everywhere. And here comes this woman who wants to talk about magic. And reclaiming our magic. I even brought my magic wand with me. I thought I was going to do this talk next Sunday, which would have been the Sunday before Halloween, and if that had been the case, I probably would have come in a whole costume, and there's no telling what you might have gotten. So you probably saved yourself by shifting me to this Sunday. And some of you are going, oh, shoot, I'd have liked to have seen all that, but another time. But do you realize how very magical and full of miracles this teaching is that you have? It is. You know, the first time I ever heard anything about religious science, I heard change your thoughts and change your life. And a lot of people thought that had to do with all Wayne Dyer. That had to do with Ernest Holmes. Because that was what he talked about, changing your thoughts, changing the words that you say, changing your emotions, changing your life. Wow. Do we really believe that? I have some practitioners sitting over here going, yes, we really believe that. Yes. If I say yes loud enough, the rest of the people will get it, right? Right? Yes. We hope so, right? You know, it's a concept that was taught in religious science over 100 years ago. And it's also a concept now, those of us that do therapy with people, that is called cognitive behavioral therapy. And when they first brought that out, everybody was like, wow, because they called it this short-term therapy, that you could fix somebody overnight. Well, that's not exactly true, because they have to want to be fixed first, right? But the whole premise was nothing but the basis of new thought. That's all it was. It was like, if you can change this person's thoughts, if you can help them change their thoughts, if you can help them think differently, they won't be experiencing what they're experiencing. Isn't that something we already know? You know, I have loved religious science and unity for years, and when I started speaking here, I decided I need to read religious science materials every day. So I get this magazine every month. Some of you may get it. Some of you may go, what is that? I encourage you to find out. Because it's the way I start my day. Every day I get up at somewhere between 4:30 and 5 o'clock. I like to be up in the dark. I have a burning bowl. I put sage out over the Tennessee River, and I do my prayers, and I read aloud to my dogs and my cats what's going on from Ernest Holmes' perception of the day. And every day I realize how very magical all of this really is. And some of you are going, magic? What's that about? Well, you're full of it. Not in a bad way. You are full of all of that magic inside of you. And so before I decided to do this lesson, I thought, let me look at what it says you believe, because, you know, there's a whole list. If you don't know, read them every day. Just read them, read them, read them. And all of a sudden you go, that shifted my consciousness, just knowing what it is we say we believe. And one of them caught my eye, and I thought, I'm going to use this one. We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. I'm going to read that again, and I want you to hear it, but hear it from that place where you were just a minute ago of letting go. We believe that heaven is within us, and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. So what I usually do when I look at something like this, that it says we believe, I internalize it and I put the word I believe, because then it makes more sense to me. So I'm going to read it like that, and then I'm going to encourage you to take this in. I believe that heaven is within me, and that I experience it to the degree that I become conscious of it. Can you hear that? I believe that heaven is within me. Say that. I believe that heaven is within me. Wow. So what does that mean? It means that I'm going to experience heaven to the degree that I'm conscious of that fact. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've been doing this kind of work with myself for almost 40 years. And there are moments that I'm conscious of that fact all day long, and it feels so good, right? And there are little snippets of moments sometimes that I go, oh, I forgot. I forgot that there's heaven inside here, and what I'm spewing out is definitely not heaven for me or for the person that's listening to me. I just forgot. So I have an affirmation for you. You're going to hear this several times, along with what you just said. Abracadabra, I reclaim my magic. Say it with me. Abracadabra, I reclaim my magic. And your magic is right inside of you. It's called heaven. And when you're conscious of that fact, everything changes inside of you, and then everything changes outside of you. Inside, outside, as within, without. Do you remember that old universal principle? You know, when my boys were young, they loved to read stories about things that were not really what we would have considered real in the world. They liked to read A Wrinkle in Time. They liked to read the Narnia series. And of course, when Harry Potter came out, they really, really enjoyed reading that. Of course, all those books now are banned. I'm thankful that we got to read them before they were banned by somebody who thinks children shouldn't read such things. But anyway, when we went to the first Harry Potter movie, I remember sitting there watching my boys, and they were just spellbound watching. And they watched as Harry Potter stood on the 9 3/4 platform. You remember that? Anybody remember that at all? And he watched other people just go through what looked like a wall. He thought it was impossible. Do you remember her singing about that you may think things are impossible? When do we think things are impossible? And when are we ready to take our little cart and rush through the wall like everybody else has done? So, those stories reminded my boys that there was something more to life than just the normal day in and day out stuff that we were living. Yes, they grew up in unity, and they grew up in new thought, and they grew up with these principles, but that was making them more alive to them. Those stories remind each of us. Marianne Williamson, which is someone that I have followed for years, says that we're not afraid of the darkness. We're afraid of our own light. We're afraid of our own magic. We're afraid of the things that are good, that are heaven within us. Because what we know is that when we let that out, things change. People change. Situations change. Events change. That sounds like a lot of responsibility, does it not? On some level. When I know that if I bring my energy into the room, as the Course in Miracles said, I'm there to heal the room. I think that every time I walk in. And I have no idea what needs to be healed or shifted or whatever, but that's the thought I bring into every room that I go into. I am here to produce a miracle and to heal the room. Whatever needs to happen, needs to happen. That's a different level of consciousness, knowing that it's inside me. And so, the other thing that you know about me is I have always followed the teachings of Jesus. Jesus was the master teacher, and he said, everything that I have done, you can do, and more. You hear that? More. greater good, better things, more magic, more miracles, more. So where is it? What are we doing? I'm here today to remind you that what you say you believe is much more powerful than just some abstract words on a page. And that when you believe it so fully that you start living those beliefs, then you'll notice things change. So I want to talk to you about 5 what I call wands of truth. I like to play. Have you noticed? And the first one is, I believe in miracles. So go inside yourself and say, can I really fully believe in that? I believe in miracles. And if you can believe that, say it out loud.
I believe in miracles.
You know, to me, what that means is, how many of you remember an old commercial that was on the television 100 years ago when I was much younger and prettier and slimmer, that the person said, I could have had a V8. I have this nasty little thing of tomato juice, but I could have had a V8. What if we said that in our life every day? I could have had a miracle. I could have. Do you believe that? Some of you are going, this woman is crazy, and I don't know what she's been smoking this morning, but I hope we get through the rest of this 30 minutes and we're gone, right? Say, I could have had a miracle.
I could have had a miracle.
If you believe, you can have a miracle. You know, Cinderella, her fairy godmother came, and most of you probably know that story, and her fairy godmother didn't say, now, honey, bless you, you look kind of sad and shabby. We got to call Saks Fifth and get you an outfit because that dress is ugly. And, you know, we got to rent us a limousine to take you to the ball because this is not going to work. No. The fairy godmother looked at what was there. And she brought her love and healing into the situation, and she surrounded Cinderella in that magic. Or was it magic? Or did she just change what she was looking at and held the belief that that miracle could happen? And all of a sudden, Cinderella had a beautiful dress on, and the mice turned into coachmen, and she had a pumpkin that turned into a coach, and Lord mercy, there she went to the ball. Now, you know, we watch that as children and think, isn't that sweet? That's a sweet little story. That same thing can happen in our life if we believe in miracles. If we believe that heaven is inside of us. I want you to hear again. I believe that heaven is within me. Your turn.
I believe that heaven is within me.
And I believe I can experience it.
And I believe I can experience it.
When I become conscious of it.
When I become conscious of it.
Do you get that? I believe. Do you believe? So the next wand. Is to return the frequency of love within my life. Always. No matter what. That's a huge one, is it not? Again, I've been doing this deep work of digging and, trying to excavate nasty things inside myself and get rid of them and cleanse myself and whatever it was I could do. Ooh, you want to make noise again, don't you? And there are days when I'm thinking, I don't know if I can wrap my love around that. You ever looked at something out there and gone, not sure. Not sure if I can love him or her or that experience or what's going on. not sure. It's turning up the frequency. You know, I worked with a client one time who probably thought I was as crazy as some of you may think I am at times. And she wanted to quit a job and wanted to go do something else because she said she was miserable. You ever met anybody like that? Can't do this anymore, but I got to do it. I got to pay the bills. You ever heard that? And I said, okay, well, let me tell you what I'm going to tell you to do, and you're going to think I'm crazy. You've got to fall back in love with your job before you can let it go. She was like, I don't like anything about it. I don't like my boss. I don't like what I do. I said, I hear you. I hear you. But if you're sitting in disgust, which is what she told me she was feeling, or hate or dislike of something hugely, guess what you're going to get back? Does anybody know how the law of attraction works? If I'm just holding a bunch of disgust, guess what I'm going to get back? Disgust. Yes, you can talk in here with me. I love people talking back and forth to me. This doesn't have to be this holy thing here. So yes, if I'm holding fear, if I'm holding hate, if I'm holding anger, if I'm holding that in my body's vibrational energy, I'm going to be getting that back. I've noticed that in my life. If I'm feeling really bad and I go to Walmart, everybody that's crazy and angry and feeling bad is in my line. And I'm just like, Lord, mercy. Somebody bathe me in light or something here. I've got to do something different. That's just the way it works. But do you know what happened with this woman when she finally decided she would try it? I said, just try it. Just try it for a few days. Just try going in there with love. All of a sudden, one of the job applications she had put in came through. And she ended up getting a new job. And she came in one day and was so excited and even brought me a cup of coffee with her own and said, I just love you and I love that job that I just left and I'm getting ready to go to this brand new thing. And I said, yay. It's like a rheostat. You remember those on the wall where you turn the light up really high or turn it down? Those of us that are old enough remember you used to have to tune the radio station into the right place. And if you drove a little bit too far out of town, it would kind of get scratchy and you would try to tune it a little bit more so it would come in stronger. Tuning in your love. Tuning up to the highest frequency of love that you can do. That's all it is. So it's believing in miracles are going to happen, believing they're going to happen, and then tuning up your love. But there's more. The next one is probably the hardest, believe it or not. Letting go of judgments. Ooh. Look for the good in everything. Look for the good in everyone. You ever met somebody you thought, Lord, even if I skinned them, I don't know if I'd find a whole lot of good? Yeah. It's like that's when I have to go back to the original belief system for me. That's what the good is in these beliefs that we say we believe, but we don't look at them every day. We don't look at them for a year, and then all of a sudden we pull them out and go, look at that. We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. I believe that heaven is within me. And I believe I'm going to experience it to the degree that I'm conscious of it, even if there's somebody standing out there being a toot. And that's a nice word for them, okay? Because I believe that heaven is also within them, and they're not conscious of it right now. Does that make sense? And they're not going to be conscious of it if I'm ugly to them at all. Are they? You might be the only person in that soul's life that walks up and is kind. And after a while, they're going to remember that, and they're going to go, every time that woman comes in here, she's smiling. Wow, there's something. You're making them conscious of heaven, making them conscious of the light. You're letting go of the judgments that you have, and you're just going, I'm going to be love. I'm going to be light. I'm going to be joy. I'm going to be peace. It does not matter. The fourth wand is never ask, why is this happening to me? Don't. Ask, what am I to learn and how am I to move forward in this? What am I to create here? When I ask why, I'm stuck in that victim place. You ever ask why to a child? I used to tell parents that all the time, and they would go, Denise. I was like, don't ask your child why they did it. They don't know. They don't have a clue. I remember asking my boys, why did you do that? Oh, that's the answer. If you ask yourself why you're in the middle of something, the first response is usually going to be, I don't know. What about how did I get into the middle of all this? And what am I supposed to learn in the middle of all this? And how can I move forward and create something different? Do I believe that heaven is within me? And do I wake up enough to become conscious of it in the middle of something that I have deemed I've already done a judgment of it? You realize that? This is a bad situation. And why is it happening to me? So everybody breathe. It's all okay. Nobody said that all of these beautiful beliefs are easy. I will say that if we all lived them all every day, our lives would be easier, much easier. But sometimes I forget. And when I forget, I have to remind myself, I could have had a miracle. I could have done something different. Interesting enough, when the fairy godmother came in to see Cinderella, she didn't have judgments. She didn't say, excuse my French, well, your stepmother is a bitch, and so we're just going to get rid of her. She didn't say that at all. She just brought her love into the room and changed the situation for Cinderella, because Cinderella was open to changing it. So, I believe that heaven is within me. Echo me.
I believe that heaven is within me.
And that I can experience it. To the degree that I become conscious of it. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes for a minute. It's a very brief reset. Because our fifth wand is resetting every day to this place. So just breathe. And with every breath we breathe, we are breathing into the very heart of the universe. And we welcome this breath, knowing that in this moment I'm resetting myself, that I remember that heaven is within me. That with this sacred breath, I began to shine. My light shines. And I can share this light and this breath with everyone that I meet. Because with every out-breath, I bring light and joy and love and peace to every situation that I encounter. And so I tune in this very moment to the vibration of love within me. It's been there all the time. And it makes heaven alive within my heart. I believe that heaven is within me. I believe I can experience it to the degree that I become conscious of it. Abracadabra. I reclaim my magic. And so it is.
Wow, magic is in the room, in us and all around us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Denise. And now, hopefully, lots of stuff has touched your heart today. And so it is time to give back to what serves us. So I would like our ushers to come forward, please. And we can accept your gift using your card in our bookstore. For our online viewers, please make a contribution using the link in the description below, or you can mail your check to our street address. And if you would please say with me, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and so it is. Thank you for your loving gifts. what a shining light and what a beautiful, beautiful music. So I want to thank our speaker, Denise, Reverend Denise Yeargin, our guest artist, Kristen Clark. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, the band, the AV team, ushers, hospitality team, and the practitioners, and everybody else that makes this whole organization possible. Being part of this community is really what makes it special. You being part of us makes you special, and each of us. So before we close our service, we would like to recognize our visitors. If we have anybody here for the first time, please, would you stand up so we can acknowledge you? Anybody? Well, then we are glad that everybody is here that is here, right? If you're watching online, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. If you're here at the center, please join us in the fellowship hall for refreshments. If you have something that's heavy on your heart, please don't leave today without allowing us the honor of assisting you. You have a number of options. You can grab one of our practitioners, and there are several here today, who will be here in the front and ask for spiritual mind treatment. Or you can join our practitioners in the fellowship hall and experience a so-called 1-minute miracle. Please go to our website if you are watching online and check under practitioners to contact them directly. So now if Reverend Denise and our practitioners would come forward, please, and to the front. We'll close with a prayer treatment. And as I say this treatment in the first person, please make it personal to you. And if you have anybody that you would especially like to send a blessing to, then you can say their name out loud now or quietly, silently in your own mind. Just know that there's only one presence, one power, one creative intelligence, energy, the power of love. And I am one with this power, one with love, one with peace, one with perfect health, one with joy, one with magic. And I believe that heaven is within me, and I'm willing to become more and more conscious of that fact, so that heaven can express itself in me and all around me. And I know that as things are changing, that fear may come up, but I let it go. I release it. There is no reason for it. It will dissolve as I simply tune in into the frequency of love and let that express through me and as me. Love is the magic that does it all. So I say thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you for this teaching. Thank you that I know that. Thank you that I am willing to be it, to express it, and to feel that magic and experience that magic and that miracle in my life. I'm open for it, and I know that I deserve it right here, right now. So I accept this blessing for me, for everyone else, and I say thank you, God. Thank you that we all can leave here with that knowing and that blessing, carrying it out into this week and into our life with a gratitude for this community, for all of its love, and for being a beacon of light here and on and on. Thank you, God, that this is true. I release this, my word, unto the law of mind and action, knowing that it is so. I let it be so. And together we say, and so it is.
Okay, at this time, we all normally, no, you don't have to, but I would recommend you stand up. And we actually have the words today for you to read. How's that for a new? And Ray, make sure that Andy's mic is on. And let's sing Put a Little Love in Your Heart, everyone.
This program is a service of the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. May your life be filled with joy and prosperity in every way. Learn more about our programs or contact one of our practitioners at our website, cslnashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at lovecsln.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.